The Breaking of a God, the Alchemical Journey of Rand Al Thor. Prologue, The Weight of the Wheel. Most Chosen Ones stories start with a promise, a prophecy, a magical sword pulled from a stone that guarantees victory. But in Robert Jordan's The Wheel of Time, the prophecy isn't a promise, it's a threat. Rand Al Thor isn't just a hero, he is a man being systemically dismantled by the universe. Over 14 novels and 4 million words, we witness perhaps the most exhaustive deconstruction of the savior archetype ever written. Is a story of a farm boy who becomes a king who becomes a tyrant, and a tyrant who becomes something else entirely to save a world that hates him. Today we are taking an alchemical transmutation of Rand Al Thor from leaden trauma to golden divinity. This is the definitive analysis of the Dragon Reborn. Chapter 1: The Shepherd in the Void. We begin in the Two Rivers. Rand is the everyman. He's 6'6", red-haired, and gray-eyed, striking, sure, but his soul is made of wool and stubbornness. The brilliance of Rand's early characterization lies in his denial. Unlike other fantasy protagonists who crave adventure, Rand's primary motivation is to return home, but Jordan plants a seed early on that becomes Rand's greatest weapon and his greatest enemy, the flame in the void. Taught to him by his father, Tam, it's a concentration technique meant for archery. You feed your emotions into a single flame until you are empty, a void. This isn't just a cool power up, it is the foundation of Rand's psychological defense to survive in the realization that he can channel Din, the tainted male half of the power that drives men mad. Rand uses the void to hide. He isn't just learning to focus, he is learning to dissociate. This is the lead phase of our alchemy, the heavy raw material of a boy who thinks that if he just stays quiet enough, the world will leave him alone. Chapter 2: The Physics of Fate. To understand Rand, you have to understand the mechanics of Jordan's world, specifically the concept of Taverine. In most stories, we call it plot armor. The hero survives because the author needs them to, but in the Wheel of Time, this is a law of physics. The pattern of reality literally bends around Rand. If he enters a village, marriages happen spontaneously, or people drop dead of freak accidents. This sounds like a superpower, but for Rand, it's a violation of agency. He's a tool being used by a sentient universe. Combine this with the taint, a metaphysical rot on the source of his magic, and you have a hero who is literally decaying as he grows. To hear a voice, Louis Theron Talaman, the man he was 3,000 years ago. Is it reincarnation? Is it schizophrenia? The narrative keeps it ambiguous for years, but the effect is the same. Rand is never alone in his own head. He is a man being haunted by his own future past. Chapter 3: The Box and the Breaking. If there is one moment that defines the hardening of Rand Al Thor, it is the box. In Lord of Chaos, Rand is kidnapped by Aes Sedai and kept in a small wooden chest. He is beaten daily, he is shielded from the power. This is the Nidredo, or the blackening phase of his alchemy. The shepherd dies in that box. When he is finally freed at the Battle of Dumai's Well, he emerges as a man of stone. He adopts a new philosophy: I must be hard. This is Jordan's critique of toxic masculinity and the stoic hero. Rand believes that to save the world, he must stop feeling. He stops using people's names. He views his soldiers as tools. He thinks vulnerability is a death sentence. He creates a persona known by the fans as Hard Rand. He is efficient, he is powerful, and he is terrifying. But at his heart, to Cylinder Law, an unbreakable magic stone, it also becomes brittle. Chapter 4: Darth Rand and the Abyss. By the middle of the series, Rand is not a hero anymore. He is a warlord. He is a tyrant. He is the Lord of Chaos. This culminates in what the fandom calls Darth Rand. After being forced to use the true power, a corruptive energy source directly from the Dark One, Rand loses his grip. He nearly kills his own father. He views the world as a cycle of endless suffering that he has the power to stop by ending everything. This is the ultimate deconstruction of the Chosen One. What happens when the Savior decides that the world isn't worth saving? Rand reaches the peak of Dragonmount, the place where he died in his last life, ready to use a weapon of mass destruction to unmake the universe. Chapter 5, Veins of Gold. Then comes the chapter, Veins of Gold. It is arguably the most important moment in modern fantasy. Standing on the brink of nihilism, Rand asks the wheel, "Why do we live again?" The answer he finds isn't about duty, it isn't about prophecy, it's about second chances. We live again so we can love again. We live again so we can do better. In this moment, the alchemy is complete. The leadened weight of his trauma and the stony hardness of his heart melts away. He integrates with Louis Theron. He doesn't defeat the voice. He accepts that they are one and the same. He descends from the mountain as Zen Rand. He radiates peace. He can make trees bloom just by walking past them. He has moved from a hero of power to a hero of wisdom. Chapter 6, The Dragon's Peace and the Final Choice. In the final battle, Rand's victory isn't a sword fight. It's a philosophical debate with the Dark One. The Dark One shows him a world of total evil. Rand responds by trying to create a world of total good, a world where no one can choose to do wrong. But he realizes that a world without choice is just another prison. Rand's final act of growth is the ultimate humility. He realizes that the world doesn't belong to him. He seals the Dark One away, not to win, but to give humanity the freedom to choose their own path. He dies, and yet he lives. In a final twist, his soul moves into a new, healthy body. He loses the ability to touch the one power, but he gains something more, the ability to simply light a pipe by thinking. He has become a master of the pattern itself. Epilogue, The Fury of a Gentle Man. Rand Al Thor works because he's a great character who is allowed to be a bad person. We watch him fail, cry, and go mad, which makes his eventual peace feel earned. He is a shepherd who became a dragon so the world could stay a sheepfold. He is the definitive deconstruction of destiny, proving that while the wheel may weave the age, it is the individual who chooses to wear the thread. Thanks for watching. If you want more deep dives into metaphysics of the wheel, hit subscribe, and remember, there are no endings to the Wheel of Time, but it was an ending.